Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Northernlion, reworking, reframing how he thinks about the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Very important to mention that right as we get to the top of the episode, because we're going to be playing as Lilith. Next run, because for now we're going to play as the Keeper. Did I get you? Did I get you? Okay. VRF6, V62D. You know what? I didn't just get you, I got myself as well. That's right, myself, but said in a funny voice. I thought we were going to be playing Lilith, but then, you know, my brain said let's mix it up by playing the same character that we've been playing for a while because they're more fun. Hear me out. Blessed Room. Wasn't really worth it in the whole scheme of things, but either way, I don't know, maybe it is. Maybe without these flies, we dies right here. Swallowed penny plus 2 bombs, guaranteed. Told you. Well, we were half right. Should not crack this? I don't know. Should or should not. There is no try. Either way, we get 2 keys. Anyway, some people have been rightfully calling me out. You know, I have a response to criticism. My response to criticism is the same as almost everybody else's. For the first, like, 30 seconds after I receive criticism, I'm like, well, you know, frig that guy. Only I don't say frig. And I say it internally, mentally. But then I think about it, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe they have a point. And I got not many, but occasionally I've gotten some people that are like, NL, it seems like you're getting increasingly frustrated with Isaac. I don't disagree. At first I was like, you don't know anything about the way that I live my life. Painkillers only put me in the twilight. I can't say the rest of the lyrics because of Google DeepMind. I probably shouldn't have said the first 2 lyrics. Thanks to Google DeepMind, but it hasn't gotten that level of human-machine interpretation yet. So what did I do? Well, after I got over the frig this guy period, I said to myself, we're gonna work. We're gonna have fun in Isaac. You know how we're gonna have fun in Isaac? Very simple. You take a deep breath. Whatever happens, happens. If you die as the Keeper, who cares? That means you start one more run. That means you have the blessing of being able to do one more run as the Keeper, which is enjoyable to begin with. Now, Lilith may be a different story, just kidding, but kind of not really. But yeah, I love these Keeper runs. I love the grind. I love the challenge as the Keeper. I'm ready to go. I'm not even worried about what you... Like, check this out. See, that's how much I don't even care about what you've done for me there. Well, hold on. Joker. The Joker card? So, I don't think this is good. But it's very, very hard for me to think it's bad. You, without a galaxy brain, are probably saying, why don't you use the Joker card on this floor? I think that's the wrong decision, but I can't be sure. I think, because you don't get a deal with the angel chance when you don't take... There's a lot of negatives in the sentence, but I think it's the best way to phrase it. You don't get deal with the angel credit by refusing to take a deal with the devil item on the first floor after using the Joker card. So we would still, assuming everything went right, if we used it here, we would get a deal with the devil on the next floor anyway. We definitely want the tears upgrade at least. I don't think the bone heart does anything for us, but take me out. I don't want to let you go till I see the gout. What was I saying? I was saying some very learned stuff about the way that we approach this Joker card. So I think the correct way to handle the Joker card is probably... Here's my 5-year plan for this run, okay? We get the deal with the devil. I see that Tinted Rock, but it scares me to go near the spikes just yet. We get the deal with the devil on this floor. Avoid taking the deal with the devil items. Oh, I hate this. Avoid taking the deal with the devil items, probably, unless they're truly stellar, or maybe, like, respawnability is a big part of that. Whether we get a, you know, HP upgrade from the boss matters as well. There's a lot of moving parts, but most likely, get that deal with the devil, dodge the incoming damage to make sure it happens, say no to the items on that deal with the devil, Joker card immediately on the next floor. There's a delicate balance between, like, yeah, Dry Baby's fine, dude. Better than fine in many circumstances. There's a delicate balance we have to strike here between, like, well, you might not want to use the Joker card right away because maybe you'll get a deal with the angel. with your 33% chance. Yeah, it may be true, like genuinely, mathematically, of course. With most characters, that's probably your option, but we're trying, man. We got to get that item right away, I think. So I've given you my plan, the parameters that led to my plan, and I'm ready to go. Now that we have a plan, we can execute on it. Planning has not always been a strong suit in my life. And then normally that would be like a line from a movie where there's going to be like some kind of redemption arc where I get a job as a city planner. No, it's not like that. You know, just organization it's come very unnaturally to me as I've gotten older, but it's very helpful. Now, even like if I'm going to do like well, like when I wake up in the morning, I structure a day for myself, basically. I wake up, let's say I turn over, it's 10 a.m. I know it's late. It's early by YouTuber standards, but by normal human being standards, it's late for sure. We should have been hit there, probably. And then I say, okay, 10 to 10:30, enjoy your wake up, which is a luxury that yeah, we're good to leave. It's a luxury I'm very happy to have. To be able to not just have to wake up and immediately be like, you know, good to go. I recognize that as a high level of cushiness, and I'm very happy to have it. Then, like, you know, 12:30 to 2:30, or, well, no, 10:30 to 2:30. Record some videos. It's fine. We knew this was likely to happen anyway. At least now, you know, well, it doesn't really raise our deal with the angel chance at all, but... And it is plausible to take the pentagram here, but I definitely wouldn't recommend it. Anyway, we're moving on. Plan the NLSS docket, do the NLSS, eat some kind of like pseudo lunch or snack, record a few more videos, dinner. Sometimes I got class, sometimes I got homework. You know, it changes dynamically. That's why I make a plan at the start of the day. I think most people make a plan at the start of the day, whether they realize it or not. Sometimes the plan is made for you, you know? 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. go to school. The plan informs itself from that point. You have to go to bed by X, you gotta wake up by X, you gotta be in the shower by X, you gotta be in your car by X. I don't look down on those things, obviously. So believe you me, I'm like one of the YouTubers who, I love what I do, but I also look at some of the trappings of the rat race and I go, you know, it's not all bad. Especially if you find your job fulfilling in one way or the other, but... You know, there's advantages, routine, security, to some extent at least. You get the idea. But this isn't about that. But planning is, on a broad sense, has been something I've had to just learn as an adult. Even now, like, if I do, like, a homework assignment, I'll, like, write down on a piece of paper what I'm going to do for the homework assignment. You know, we're going to need, like... 6 classes. One of the classes is going to be a utility class exclusively for file input. One of the classes is going to be utility class exclusively for file output. One of them is going to be a regex validator to make sure email addresses are passed in the proper format. You get the idea. That's as much DAE as I intend to get into over the course of this episode. I'm just saying, we're talking about planning here. You guys ever get to that point? Like, if you're in a productive mood, you ever just write down stuff you've already done on your to-do list just so you can check it off and it feels like you've accomplished more? Or alternatively, there's another great to-do list habit I sometimes have. I don't make lists that often, but another great to-do list habit is writing down something that is about a 2-minute chore just so that you have one more thing to check off the to-do list. Doing that is highly masturbatory, sorry Google DeepMind, but also it feels good, doesn't it? When you're like, you know, clip toenails. Write it down, put a little box next to it, then you clip your toenails, it takes 45 seconds, and then you go, check! Alright, one thing ticked off the to-do list already. I'm talking about planning and procrastination, mostly because we got that Joker card and our whole life looked out in front of us, but also, I gotta admit, I did some procrastinating this week. It's been a while, it felt bad. Normally, I do homework assignments, labs, etc. right away, and there's a very logical case I've made many times for why you should do so. If you've never heard it, it's very simple. You're gonna have to do it anyway. You might as well do it early. That way, when your free time comes at the end, you enjoy it more. Instead of being like, well, this should be my last game of Hearthstone, but, well, I don't know. That one was a short one, so I'll do another one real quick. Well, he was playing a pirate deck, so that doesn't count. So, you know, it's always weighing on your mind, like, I should be doing that accounting homework or whatever. But this week, Ran into a snag. Ran out of time the first day I was trying to do it, which was very early. And I was like dreading coming back to it. Came back to it today. Knocked it out in 25 minutes. And I was like, dude, why did I spend half an hour on this assignment? And, you know, just needlessly add like another 45 minutes to an hour of stressing out about the assignment over the past 4 or 5 days. I should have just been like, should have just knocked it out when I first had the free time. Although ignoring responsibility does feel good to a point. Can't deny that. Dude, I'm excited. We're on an XL floor. What? I have to... Am I losing my mind? Because... How could we be on the Caves XL? This is our 4th floor. No, you know what? It's not. We used our Joker card early on this floor. And we found the deal with the devil. Okay, I was getting my timeline all confused. Because I was like, did we get an XL floor on our 4th floor? That's something that shouldn't be able to happen. To give you a 3rd and 4th floor for your 4th floor. Because we haven't fought a boss or anything. So, we still, we would prefer, probably, to not get a deal with the devil. The one exception would be, I guess, if we got HP from the boss, we might prefer getting a deal with the devil because we could take Pentagram. And, you know, the thing is, there's never any guarantee you're gonna ever get a deal with the angel. All you can do is give yourself extra, you know, chances and percentages. You can't get up to 100. I know 100's a percent, but I think you're being a little intellectually dishonest in the debate right now. Easy fight, speed, tears, damage, please. Range, yeah, it's kind of like none of the things that I mentioned, but that's okay. Rag, Mega, with 1 bomb available. I don't mind. Got lucky, we got some extra flies out of that. It wouldn't be the worst thing to get hit here. We're not going to, but it wouldn't have been the worst thing. Okay, we get a tears upgrade. I gotta be honest with you, we are playing like gangbusters right now. I am not going to worry about the shop, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling recentered, and I feel like I'm playing a good keeper game right now, despite having not really picked up incredible stats, except for 2 tiers upgrades. Feel better. Deep breath. You know what it is? Like, yep. That was so close. This is like the most robot Northernlion statement I could ever make. But taking this morning off to do homework has been such a good stress reliever. You'll see it eventually, okay? So, like, yesterday was Tuesday. I streamed 12 to 8. And then from 9 to 3 a.m., I edited this unboxing video. And I'll make the joke for you, okay? Northernlion editing, I know it's a bad mix. Part of the reason it took so long is because I'm inexperienced with editing. You know, it's not the kind of content that I make. No, we almost got tagged there. And part of the reason it took so long is because there's a lot of edits. Like, there's some... I wouldn't describe it, it's not like, you know, as well edited as a Hollywood film. Obviously, that's just... It's not even close. It's not even as well edited as probably your average vlog. But it's a lot of editing for yours truly. And there were some things I had to look up tutorials on. It's like, I want the shot to look like this. Thank you, I think that was Dry Baby, saving my life there. How are we gonna do this? And, hold on. Was that... Is this lost paper somehow giving us that familiar? Or was it a charm tier into a bony, and then it kept him charmed room to room? I've been having a lot of Isaac confusion lately. That seems like a mechanic that didn't used to work, but if it works now, I'm a happy man, I suppose. So I literally, like, I don't know, I had like a 14... Well, I streamed actually, like, really 12 to 9. We're gonna get hit here. We're gonna try not to, but yeah, in all likelihood, we're in trouble. Thank God for the coin, at least. Anyway, I'm not trying to... You know, well, Granddad works 16 hours a day at the coal mine. I know, but it was a long day for me. And I was feeling a little burnt out. So I said, you know what, take the morning off and instead configure log for J2 in your Java assignment. And then, you know, you knock one thing out on the to-do list while still being productive on a work day. It felt nice. And now I got more space in my brain to you know, be patient with Isaac and be better at it. I feel recentered without being too new age, because this also not really, you know, where I want to be there, but I guess I'm already there. It would be very nice for the game to take pity on us. Pity's not the right word. For the game to recognize that we played very well. We really have. I mean, we got hit once on this floor. We got 0.85 speed and, you know, a rate of fire and damage. Don't really lend themselves to killing enemies too quickly. So, I think we played real well, all things considered. If you could just hook me up, it doesn't have to be a deal with the angel, although that would be the preference. A deal with the devil, just to say, hey, I know you're trying. I also know that's not, like, obviously how the game works. There's no, you know, there's no pity timer or something like that, but just throwing it out there. If this was a meritocracy, we would get some kind of medal. You know, maybe not the academic award, but some kind of, like, Good Samaritan award. Something along those lines. Thank you. We're gonna get Little Gish, which is something. You know what? Let's just think about it. It's more... let's check this real quick, too. It's more fuel for our chances on the next floor. In fact, we should be at 100% for the next floor. Yeah, with the 50% chance of the angel deal, 50% chance of the devil deal. Now, the danger is... Oh, that's terrible. Well, that's the danger. Should not be taking those, but... the danger is... it being a devil deal yet again. Which would be, above all else, it would just be a bummer. The deal with the angel would help us out. Okay, don't get scrambled, but if you do, life goes on. Look at that, deep breath. We met the game more than halfway there, and that's all you can really do on a keeper run. So what is there to be mad about, you know? Sure, we haven't won these keeper runs as quickly as I'd like, but I think on that one, we gave ourselves the opportunity to do so. You can't be mad, you know? It's a long season. You know, for anyone who watches these episodes regularly, you'll know I cheer for a team in the NHL. The team is the Vancouver Canucks. How are they? On paper, they should be bad. They're winning a lot of games. A lot more games than you would expect a bad team to win. But you just got to tell yourself, you know, lest you get too excited, it's a long season. They'll probably return to form and be kind of, not disappointing, but perform up to down to their expectations later. It was very bad of me right there. I think if we keep playing the way we're supposed to play, we're going to give ourselves that opportunity. All we need is one run where we actually get like some half-decent items in the item room and anything could happen, right? Let's go fight the boss first. So, selfishly, but also realistically, if you're not going to give me tears or damage, we really need speed as early as possible to take advantage of, you know, any ability the keeper has to survive. So we're just trying to knock this dude into the fire for now. It's actually working out way better than I would ever expect. Just got to abuse the pathfinding algorithm and problem solved. So HP is... I mean... You could be negative. You could say that HP is like the worst thing you could get here. But all I see is, you know, it's an item we don't want right now. But, hey, it's just a timing issue. You give me that item next floor, I'll be a happy man. We could, you know, if we're complaining about our lack of speed, we could also, you know, play blood banks. It's dangerous just because I think, at least in the past, and I mentioned this earlier, but blood banks and IV bag aren't guaranteed to pay out with coins. The blood banks might be, although they can sometimes pay out with Child's Heart as well. But IV bag, to the best of my memory, was not guaranteed. Shouldn't have picked that up. These enemies are potentially slightly dangerous. I don't really want to free you from the prison that is your existence. Thank you. Okay, we will have enough coins to have a chance. And we could get flies out of these as well if they were to summon red hearts. This is all thanks to petrified poop. I don't think I will go into the curse room. That seems deleterious. I will go to the secret room because we have access to know where the secret rooms are now. Cursed Eye does not seem like a good choice to me, nor does using a bomb to get 5 cents. Money shouldn't be much of an issue. So far, so good. We're methodically ticking the boxes. Nothing special there. Probably here. No. Probably here then. Now, I'm going to lose my mind if we get X-ray goggles on the next floor. I shouldn't lose my mind because... Let's hope for residual stats. Because it is an upgrade. It does make our run better, but couldn't you swap to the... I can feel the salt creeping back in just a little bit, but that's okay. Alright. So what worked okay for us last time? Well, honestly, making a plan worked pretty well for us last time. So that's what we need. This is redemption. Forget the plan. I ever tell this story? Plan is like, it's a 4-letter word, like both in reality and in my brain. I'll tell you why. I was thinking about this the other day, and it struck me because I was like, oh my god, it's a story from my past that I don't know if I've told, i.e. I don't have to rehash it in a more entertaining way to tell it again. So, I was also thinking like, man, they would never do this on a college campus in today's day and age, I think, but maybe I'm wrong. So, there's a game commonly played on college campuses. It's called Assassin, or there were other names for it, but you can look it up for yourself. Basically, the way that it worked is that, you know, sign-ups went on for like 2 weeks. You signed up, you gave them your name, your major, and $2. All the money got put into a pool, and you also got a clothespin, you know, the thing you use to hang clothes on a clothesline. So the way that it worked is that everybody, when the game started, they got an email. It had a person's name, like someone else's name, someone else's major, and that's it. And then you had to track them down, which I recognize sounds very scary. You had to track them down, pin the clothespin on them, and they could like break the clothespin or knock your hand out of the way or just run. And if you pinned your clothespin on them, you got a kill. They were eliminated from the game, and you had to hunt their target next. And it was like, it sounds like it's silly, and of course, innately it is silly. But if you won, you got $1,000. And of course, in our freshman year brains, we were like, oh my god, $2, turn it into $1,000 playing a game? Sounds amazing. So me and my freshman year roommate played, and we both made it, like I had, no joke, 6 or 7 kills in this game. Kills is not the word that I would choose to use in the modern day, but it is what it is. Because we have a lot of HP, I'm going to take Demon Baby here, and then I'm going to grab this, of course, and still hoping for a speed upgrade at some point, but this is pretty good. So we would, it was back in the day where everyone was very naive about their social media presence, right? So you would go, you'd like, oh, my new target is like Ben Blank, and you would go like Facebook Ben Blank, and basically they would leave like status updates that are like, yo, I'm gonna be here at 6 p.m. and you're like, so the hot tip, it seems like he's gonna be there at 6 p.m. To be fair, most of the people, especially early on, that you tagged, they were not invested in the game. They were like, oh, you got me, you know, like my target's blank. Some of the people were like, I forgot I even signed up for that thing. But, you know, my target's blank, or like I'll email you who my target is. But some of them, they were like paranoid. I got an idea here. I know it sounds ridiculous. I don't think we're ever going to be able to get that, so I thought maybe we'd be able to convert it into a troll bomb and it could give us some flies. But anyway, so both me and my housemate were crushing it, you know, or my roommate at the time. But we both made the top 10, and there was like a cutoff. You had to get like over 5 kills to be in the top 10 or something like that. Otherwise, you could just sit on your butt and then, you know, make it to the end, I guess, or be second place and get $250. So we'll take this. Then you're in the final 10. You know, me and my roommate. So we're like, we got a great chance. No joke. This is like February. We've been playing the game for 6 weeks. We are combat ready. We're scoping these people out. We're phoning their friends, doing like Basically, like, social engineering, being like, hey, this is the dormitory calling. Have you seen your roommate? Again, I understand why this seems so terrifying now. If you think we were the only ones playing like this, you're wrong. I was also 17 at the time, so a little bit on the younger side. But we were basically socially engineering to figure out, like, where people would be and then pinning the clothespin on them. And when you got to the final 10 and you go to pin the clothespin on your target, they try to break it, they try to run, they try to get, like, their friends to put up smoke screens. Not real smoke screens, obviously, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm in the cafeteria. I remember my target's name 100%. It's seared into my brain. I will not say it, because it was a long time ago. I see him, and we're like, we knew what dormitory he lived in. We thought we were, you know, pretty slick about it. I don't think we want anything here. So we're like, oh, he's going to be here at this time. So we went to the cafeteria. We waited for him to come in. He comes in. He's rolling deep. You know, he's got 6 or 7 guys around him. We know who they all are because we've been doing our recon. Basically, actively, the information available that they put on Facebook at all times. So I sidle up. And he probably knows who I am at this point as well if he's been doing his research. Even if I'm not his target, which I couldn't be unless we were the final 2 people in the game. You know, you might be abreast of who's left in the game no matter what. That's it. People were taking it mighty serious. So I go up. I got the clothespin, you know, kind of hidden in my sleeve a little bit. I go to pin it on him. I swear to you, this guy grabs my wrist, and I'm in shock. Grabs the clothespin, breaks it in half. You know, it's just like 2 pieces of wood and a flimsy spring, and then shouts, "Execute the plan." And then this is where the story... No! It's the speed, dude. This is where the story ties together. He says, he shouts it, "Execute the plan." All of a sudden, like, his friends close in on him and, like, escort him out of the cafeteria. And everyone else around us is like, what the heck's going on? It's midterm season, and these guys are yelling, "Execute the plan." There's like a active situation going on in the cafeteria here. So I'm going to check. Fair enough. And then I'm going to use Black Rune to suck it all up. We got Tears, which is amazing, and a luck upgrade, which is nice as well. Anyway... He runs out of the cafeteria. I run out because I'm like, I gotta chase him. And I go to his dorm and I'm just kind of waiting around. I'm in shock. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I need to give you a little bit more backstory. I know it's getting insane at this point. Probably a little bit unbelievable. This all happened within the span of like less than 15 minutes. My RA, aka like the administrative like camp counselor of our dorm, he had come to me like 2 days earlier and been like, hey, just so you know, I know who has you for a target. Because there's only 10 people left in the game. And he's like, yeah, it's like this 4th-year student that's in my program. And like, he gave me a photo of him and he's like, he looks like this. I've never had this in my life after or before this point. I'm hanging out in the dude's dorm, not his room, but just the lobby of the building, to try to catch my target. My animal brain is like, run. I had caught a glimpse in my peripheral vision of the face of the person who was trying to catch me. How he knew where I was at that present moment, given that I was doing an operation to catch the other guy, I have no idea. I ran, looked behind me, sure enough, being chased. He gets the clothespin on my collar. I'm out of the game. Anyway, I tell him my target. It was hard feelings, by the way. No, I mean, not hard feelings. I was like, you got me fair and square, but I was mad at myself for not running more when I was a kid. But anyway, my housemate, still in the game, the next day, he knows his target. He's like, oh, he lives in this building. So he sat literally, like, in the elevator, just riding it up and down all day, waiting for his target to get in the elevator. Hours and hours. He's a great student, by the way. Like, literally 4.0 GPA. So my dude wasn't getting much sleep that night doing the homework he missed. But anyway, eventually, the dude gets in the elevator. Almost the exact same situation. Like, he breaks the clothespin, and then they're just in the elevator together. No backup clothespin, I guess. It's been a while. You know, details are getting a little fuzzy, to be fair. Do we look... Goodbye, Tomo. Do you look for the trinket here? Or do you use Black Rune? I haven't decided yet. Anyway, it gets him so spooked that, you know, he's like, this is the first person who's ever, like, fought back against the clothespin. He just gives up. He's like, I'm gonna, you know, I can't take the stress anymore. Like, it's crushing my schoolwork, blah, 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 blah. So he basically just opts out of the game, even though we all made fun of him for being a baby and coming that far. But anyway, eventually my target wins the game, gets the grand. All he did for like the past 2 weeks of the game was sit inside of his room. But anyway, that's my story about that. The game was called Catch Me If You Can. It was a lot of fun. That's one of the most adventurous stories I have. And you know what? It did a great job of distracting me from our situation right here, and I'm glad to hear that. We should pick this up, get some flies, and then suck it up. I know it sounds absurd. You're just gonna have... I mean, you don't have to believe me. You can believe me or disbelieve me. All of that happens as told. I know it's like a Prince Charlie Murphy story. It's still seared into my memory. Did I play the game next year? Absolutely not. My roommate in the end was right. It took way too much time. In the end, the opportunity cost was still pretty good. I mean, I don't think I got anything for finishing top 10. I might have gotten like a $15 chapters gift certificate or something like that. But I was like, no, dude, I did it. Out of 1,000 people or something, I came, you know, 10th. I'm done. I'm never playing that again. Plus, the fear of being chased down by that man, it stays with you, dude. That's all I'm going to say about that. So I don't know. Maybe it's still done on college campuses. Some colleges, they play it with like squirt guns or something, but we did clothespins. That's NL Story Hour. That was like 10 minutes. But anyway. That's a story from my college days I don't believe I've mentioned. I brought it up because I don't like saying the word plan. I think I found my aversion to planning. Oh, Tomo would like to come back in. He's like, okay, the story's over. I can come back. Welcome. Hello, Tomo. Ruka, you could come in as well. You wanted to leave. Now, I'm thinking we might be able to take Guppy's head, but I think it's a bad move overall. We might have more coins drop thanks to Sack of Sacks, but I think we should just stick this one out for the long haul. You know, we're on Depths 1. Pretty early still. So, just remember that story. Okay? When people on Twitch in the chat room, they're typing, oh, NL hates fun, NL hates fun. Nah, nah, nah. It's not that I hate fun. My adventurous days were adventurous enough. Now it's behind me. Well, not behind me, but like, you know. I'm like, I had my fill, other people can get in now. I will take marked, but it requires us to get a beam weapon of some sort. Or mom's knife, which could show up on an item room, but obviously not now. So, we probably won't take marked, but we might consider it if things change. What do we got? Nothing. And this is going to sound ridiculous. This memory is not as strong. I wasn't playing this year. It was the second year of university, and we may have had too many adult beverages on the night where things took place, but my housemates who got eliminated early on in their first year playing the game were like, heck yeah, we're going to do a second year. The amateurs didn't know the psychological torture that was going to befall them. And then I remember it was again a top 10 situation, and it ended up with somebody coming to our house and being like, hey, does blah blah live here? And we went, go away, like, we know the game, so just get the heck out of here. And they just sat on our porch and we're like, we're not leaving. And then somebody else came to our porch, well, our house, and then tried to catch the person who was trying to catch our housemate. So this game was serious. And actually, like, you know, I guess in my head I'm kind of waiting on a news story that's like, tragic accident, totally foreseeable, preventable incident at the university today. But that's what college is all about, man. Toga parties, those don't really exist, I think. Panty raids, definitely. If they do exist, they shouldn't. It's gross for a number of reasons. Obviously, like, it's an invasion of someone's privacy, but, you know, beyond that, the reward you get out of it afterwards is underwear? So, I don't know about that one. I mean, I do know about that one. At least in theory. What I know about it is that don't do it. I feel like college is misrepresented in films like Animal House sometimes, or Revenge of the Nerds. But a movie that was really, like, about the real collegiate experience, you'd have to do a lot of editing. At least mine was mostly, like, playing a lot of Super Smash Bros. N64. And, you know, putting my liver through the ringer and being like, ah, I'm young. You know, it's one of the most regenerative organs in the human body. I feel like that's a relatively common experience. Now, I'm very upset about this run right now. I'm really trying to make it work. We're not going to get the deal with the devil chance, and it is a deal with the devil chance, but that really shouldn't matter all that much. And we're not going to see it on this floor, but dude, I would love to see a speed upgrade. Let me tell you what. Let's talk about the positives of this run. Piercing shots, sad bombs, great damage, sack of sacks, great rate of fire in particular. But let's talk about the negatives. 0.85 speed is not impossible to win a run with, but is pretty difficult to win a run with. You know, we could have a run that beats 99% of the rooms easily, and, you know, the one room out of 100 where we get chased down, game over, right? Stop using it like that. You're not supposed to use it like that. But, you know, there are... Don't pick it up either. That's just as bad as using the thing in the wrong way in the first place. There are some huge positives here. 7.03 damage, great rate of fire. Of course, we got triple shot, but... Oh, no. Again, I've done it to myself. All we're going to have to do is take a deep breath and be very, very strong with our positioning. It can't be harder than dodging, you know, the foot coming down at all times for the forgotten unlocks. It can't be. So just keep that in your pipe and whatever. Okay, crystal ball. Thanks for the flies. I got some flies. They'll help me murder Mom. I got some flies. This would be nicer if I could move faster. That doesn't rhyme. I really tried to do it right this time. No one's gonna tell me what to do in the 3000th episode of Isaac Coon. So I don't even think we've seen our item room, but I'm leaving. We have a win. Not guaranteed, even close. But, like, we have a potential win on this run. What is the plan? Again, don't say that word to me. I told you the story over 10 laborious minutes that made me seem a little bit cooler than I actually am because I did something cooler than I do now. However, it's easy. Don't get hit here. That's the first step, if possible. That's an optional step, but strongly encouraged. Thank you. Didn't get a deal with the devil. That's fine. I'm going to level with you. We already have Isaac done. Let's try to do the Polaroid. Or, sorry, the negative. Just remember what you're doing. Bone Tear's kind of tempting. Everything else is trash. I think we have an allegiance to this run to leave. 0.73 speed is dangerous. And Ansu still will not do anything for us. Let's try pills. So the plan is now broken. Because what we were planning to do, what I was planning to do, was use Ansus, figure out where the boss is, kill the floor extremely quickly. Now, we can't do that. But we might be able to find the room to begin with very quickly as we can. And then on top of that, you know, we might just get... the ability to do it next floor instead. I hate this room. I don't even want to think about doing this room with the low speed that we have. But you know the boss is probably that way. Especially hitting this dead end. I think sometimes you just got to accept that that's the way it's going to be. You know? We pretty much have to go into that room. Joker card. Okay, I'm going to pop it immediately. Now we know, and I'm not just trying to spin a negative into a positive. Now we know if we get HP from the boss, we will absolutely take the mark. I actually just don't know what I'm supposed to do here with this incredibly low level of speed. You would never see me do this if I didn't believe it. I'm gonna go in every other direction to try to find the boss. Because that room is just it might not be a death sentence. I'm like 99% confident I'll get hit once. Thank you for crushing both of the things that could have given me HP. Got pretty lucky there. Man, okay. I hope you're enjoying this episode. I'm enjoying it. It's a little bit more laid back considering we're playing as one of the hardest characters in the game, if not the hardest character in the game. We have to, of course. It's certainly not been a bad run. It's been a very, very good run with one huge negative: speed. Speed starts bad. We didn't help matters by taking an unidentified pill, but that's just that's the way the cookie crumbles. You know, no run is going to be free from... Well, very few runs are going to be free from any problems. This one's just got one that's a little bit more obvious than usual. It's like the one time in my Isaac career I've not... I'm not happy there's a dead end. I want these to be rooms that are rich with enemies. You know, we have the added benefit, I guess, as time goes on. There's always the chance that we end up getting an Emperor card. And there's some other cards that would be incredibly nice, right? Like, if we were able to get, like, the Chaos card, we would just fight Hush. Preferably, we'd have two of them. Oh my god, we do have to go through that room. I knew it, like, it wasn't just a superstition, you know. Call it Isaac Instinct, aka knowledge, like, I don't have access to, but I have in my head for some reason. It just seemed so likely that that was going to be the way. How are we going to get through that room? I do not know. Okay, well, we haven't gone this way yet. We might get very, very lucky. Still could get a card. You never know. Maybe I'm making this, I'm making a mountain out of a molehill, you know? That was very close to being extremely dangerous. Just happy to be alive. Okay, there's still a chance. There is no chance. Genuinely, I guess you just go for it. We'll take a second to plan and then have at thee, you know? The only other thing I could think of is, like, maybe... No, that's not going to be a secret room. This, in theory, could be a secret room. What do you think? So we're just going to walk it. I mean, that's all you got to do. We got to walk quickly. Okay, we're going to make it. Turns out that was... I still think it was something to worry about, but lucky us. Hoo 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 hoo. Wimp 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 wimp. Should have been hit. Probably 3 times on that room. We're still alive though. That looks like a secret room to me. But do I care? Not really. I'm actually very comfortable in a boss room. Now, it's something I'll take, you know, cursed last words for 1,000, but you know, assuming it's not a boss who rushes us down in a way that's very tough to dodge. Bosses should be our strength right now. HP plus deal with the devil. HP plus deal with the devil, so we can get that mark. Okay, it's not HP, but it is synth oil, which is not a speed up like I was about to hope, but at least, you know, more damage. I can't pretend this run is not going well, because it's going fantastically. There's just one very, very abundantly clear problem with it, which is 0.73 speed. Range up. Addicted. One makes you larger. Well, range up. If you want to be the most if you want to be Mr. Rogers, range up is fine, because we do get a damage upgrade. And by damage upgrade, that is not what I meant to say at all. What I mean is, we don't have to be as close to the enemies to hit them, so that's advantageous when you consider the fact that we can't really get that close to them as a result of our speed. So we're going to try to drop a bomb here. Drop a bomb here as well. I will drop a bomb to save one room. Really hoping to get Magic Mush, obviously. Mini Mush, actually also fine. I don't know what I'm going to do with this incredible amount of speed. Nope. Yeah. Okay, saw that one coming, unfortunately. So now we will do the special room, or the room that we skipped earlier. So now we, so now we will do the room that we skipped earlier. Very nice. Thank you. Got our coins. 2 of hearts. Shouldn't have picked that up. We'll leave 1 penny just in case, but this is a tough room. This is not an easy room. One more? No, we're done. Thank God. Okay. Alright, so I really think we're good. Shouldn't have even tried that, but I really think we're good for now. Mom's Heart. You know, we got an okay run for Mom's Heart. Speed tends not to be that big of a deal here. Don't be weird, dude. Your speed's not that big a deal. No one cares about it but you. I mean, we are at 1.0 now. Or 1.03, I should say. Repeating, of course. Rude. But not altogether unexpected. And then we're going down. Either way, I'm very, very pleased with where we're at here. And I think we should be. This run has many reasons why it should have failed, but we didn't let it. So we're hoping for like a PhD. And then with PhD, we can, this will be a speed up. I don't know, man. I have no idea. I'll tell you what I do want. What I really, really want. So tell us what you... I ever tell you guys about that time I was in a Spice Girls tribute band in college? I'm just joking. What would I be? Bald Spice? Old Spice. Good one. I was the youngest guy in my house. I just happened to have male pattern baldness. What was I going to say? Oh, I remember what I was going to say. What would be very nice is to just get an Emperor card. AKA resin. For now, I'm not using as many bombs as I probably should, because I feel like we've got a great chance on merit alone to beat Satan. Thank you for the pretty fly. You never know how much value that can give you. But for the future, like for when we get down to the next floor, assuming we do, and that would be at least one thing unlocked, by the way, but assuming we make it down to the next floor, which... probably just got a big statistical bonus in the Nate Silver Poles Plus model, thanks to us finding the floor so quickly. We have a really good use case for using as many of these bombs as possible. Now, I'll tell you straight up, very disappointed we did not get a coin here. Puts the pressure on a little bit. I no longer want to hang out in Diagonal Town. Dodged right into it. I think Pretty Fly saved me from the first shot, so thank you there. We do have to be cautious about these bombs. But we're tossing them. I'm dead. Yeah, I walked into it because I saw the bomb and I got scared. But, dude, we played so well on that run. I really feel good about that performance in spite of the fact that it ends with a loss. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. That was a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. I'll be back with a Lilith run next time. For now, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. See ya.